Okay, boys and girls, now that you've seen a fun little video on Paul Klee, you are actually going to be doing a certain rendition of his Cat and Bird. So it's kind of inspired by Cat and Bird. I'm going to show you how to do a cat. However, if you want to change it into a dog, into a bird, into a unicorn, into a llama, anything that you want to change it into, then you're allowed to do that, okay? But you have to figure out how to do that and how that's going to fit into our project. The only big thing that I'm going to say about that is that the eye that you choose, whatever animal that you choose, has to be big and has to be shaped like Paul Klee did. Because we're going to be doing some stuff with the eye and some stuff with color theory with the eye and the rest of the animal. So you do have to have a big eye, just like Paul Klee did with his Cat and Bird. So I'm going to show you how to do the cat. If you want to do the cat, you are welcome to do that. If you want to do a different animal and express your creativity in a way that only you can, you are welcome to do that. Okay, good luck. Bye. Okay, so we have our paper here. I am going to be using a Sharpie. You are going to be using a pencil so that in case you make a mistake, you can easily erase it. So in the middle of your paper, you can do a kind of a little dotted line if you like. If you know where the middle of your paper is, I know that the middle of my paper is right about here. If you want to do a dotted line, then that might help you out. But for a cat, we are starting over here and we're doing like a teardrop shape that goes over the middle of the paper and pretty much uses up the whole paper and comes back up here. So a teardrop shape that comes from one corner, comes almost to the bottom of the paper and then comes back and it goes over the middle. This right here, I would say, is my middle. Okay, and then I'm going to try to do the same thing on the other side. You can be doing this with me right now. So I'm going to start up here because that's where I started up here. I am also going to put a little dotted line over here for where I want it to go because I don't want it to be too off of what that is. Okay, so I'm going to start up here. I'm going to come down pretty straight, and then after midpoint, I kind of start turning a little bit, and I'm going to overlap that other teardrop shape and come right back up to the top. Pretty straight, pretty straight, pretty straight. Come a little bit away from the wall, and then come overlap. I hope everybody has that. Now, Cat and Bird was all about the cat really desiring the bird, really wanting that bird. Does he want to play with it? I don't know. Does he want to eat it? I don't know. But he really had that bird literally on his mind. So to symbolize that love or that desire for the bird, that wanting the bird, we're going to make a heart nose. That's what Paul Klee did. That's what we're doing. His mouth is just a little chin that comes right here. His neck can be a wide neck, can be a skinny neck, whatever kind of neck you want to do, that's fine, but that is the neck. Now, wherever your lines crossed up here, that is where we're going to start the corner of the eye. We're going to end the corner of the eye on the edge of that teardrop shape on the other side. So I'm going to start it right here. It's a big eye going right there, and I'm going to start it right here and go big eye right over here. That is a huge eye, and I love it. Okay, then for the inside of the eye, the color part of the eye, called the iris, is a big circle, but you don't see part of the circle because it's always covered up by the top eyelid. It's always covered up by the bottom eyelid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the sides of that circle, sort of like doing parentheses. And then if you are doing a cat's eyes are not usually round in the middle. They're kind of like diamonds or slits. I'm just going to do a diamond to make it simpler for me. Okay, so that eye is done. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do the same thing. Remember, we are starting on where that cross is right there. And I am going to go with a big lope over here. And where it crosses right here, I'm going to go with a big lope over here. And it all meets at the edge of the cat's face. Then remember, this is a big circle. The color part is a big circle that is covered up a little by the eyelids. So I'm going to go ahead and do this and this. And the middle, the pupil of the eye, on us, it's round. On my cat, it's going to be a diamond. If you want to do round, like whatever animal you're doing, maybe it's round, like a llama's is round. So you might want to do round. Okay, so that is all we are doing for today with your pencil. I'm going to put the cap on that. Now, you are going to pick any color you want in my pastel set. And it's first come, first serve. So any color you want for the color part of the eye. This middle part is going to be black. It's always black, but I don't want to do that until the very end. The color part, however, maybe I'm going to do yellow. You could do any color. You could do purple. You could do light blue. You could do fuchsia. Whatever color you want to do on that color part is totally your choice, and that is all we are doing for today. Now notice how I'm using this pastel. Now let me get a close up. So when I'm using this pastel, you see all those crumbs that are coming up? All of those crumbs. We do not want to blow that on our neighbor. That is not very nice and might get their clothes all dirty. What we do is we have a piece of free draw paper at our table. You will have a piece of free draw paper at your table. You're going to put this, here, let me get it bigger. So you see the crumbs. You're going to put your free draw paper up above your actual paper that you're working on, and you're going to put it on its side and go tap, tap, tap. And then you're going to put it down again. That gets rid of all the crumbs. All the crumbs are now on my free draw paper. I don't want to put my paper on top of that because then all the crumbs will become on the back of my good artwork. And when I hand it in, it'll get on somebody else's artwork, and that's not nice. So now that I have all the crumbs up there, I don't have to worry about it. But do you see, if you look at the eye, you'll see that there's a lot of white spaces. There's a lot of bald spots that I didn't get. If you take your finger and just smush, 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 smush it all around, then it fills in all the parts that you missed. Fills it all in. Do you see that magic? See that magic happening? Pretty awesome. So I filled all that in. I am good to go. If you are done with both eyes, you can then take a black, if there is a black available, a black pastel. This is chalk pastel. And you can fill in the middle of your eye after you've done the color part, if you have time. Lots of people won't have time. You could do this at any time during the project, so you don't have to do it today. But black should always be last because black is kind of messy and gets everywhere. So black should always be last. Look at my fingers already. So I'm going to go ahead and tap, 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 tap on my free draw paper. It did get a little bit on here, and my fingerprints did come a little bit over here, but that's okay. Now I'm going to smush, smush, smush. Oh, can you see? Yeah. Smush, smush, smush. And I went over into the yellow a little bit. That's okay. It presents like a dream quality. Do you see my finger? You see how dirty that is? I'm going to smush it on my free draw paper too. Okay, so now I'm going to go wash my hands, obviously, because I am done. I didn't do this part, but I have to do that later. That's all we're doing today. And next week we will start decorating the rest of our cat. You want to think about for next week, what does your cat desire? What does your animal, whatever animal you're doing, desire the most? Because the first thing that we do next week is going to be, oh, can I do that? Okay. The first thing we do next week is going to be designing whatever is going to be on our animal's mind. So literally on our animal's mind. Okay, good luck, guys. Bye.